What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Knockout Rituals. Hope everybody's doing well. Still talking about the fight from last weekend is the main topic. You see it everywhere. But let's take it back. Let's reminisce. Remember when everybody was saying that Terence Crawford was just looking for a payday? That's all they ran with. Bud is looking for a payday. He's looking for a payday. He's looking for a retirement check. Terence Crawford is cashing out. Terence Crawford just wants some big money before he heads out the door. He knows he can't beat Canelo. He knows he's getting knocked out. Why would he jump up all those weight classes? He knows he's getting knocked out. He just wants some of that Canelo money. This is the type of nonsense people were saying for months and months. Bud is getting KO'd. He's just cashing out, right? And now these same fans look foolish, all right? They look silly. They don't know what to do. They're making excuses. A lot of them lost money. They're embarrassed. They're humiliated. If they were in the comment section on videos, they're no longer responding to their initial comments when you comment below them. When you laugh at them, they are MIA, nowhere to be found. But these are the casual fools and trolls that we've been dealing with, bro. I saw these comments for so long, man. And what did Terence Crawford tell you the whole time when people were saying he's just looking for a retirement check? He'd say, I'm not doing this for the money. I'm doing this for legacy. Legacy, and now his legacy is cemented in history. He was already the first man to go 2 times undisputed in 2 different weight classes. He made history, right? And then, of course, Inoue and Usyk did that after him, right? So he's not the only person to do that, but he was the first man to do that. He made history. And since then, he has now made history again. Just 2 fights later, he's now undisputed again in a 3rd weight class. The first and only man to do so. Legacy. He believed in himself. He believed in his skills. He spoke this into existence. Everybody else was booing him, saying he hadn't fought anybody. His resume was weak. He only fought bums. He proved all of them wrong. Now they're all hiding. Now they're quiet. All right. Some of these Canelo fans were not boxing fans. They were just trolls. You know what I'm saying? Some of them were just race fans. You know how it goes, man. But at the end of the day, history has been made yet again. So when we speak about legacy, right, you look at the accolades and the accomplishments. First of all, from about midway through 2016 through 2023, Terence Crawford stopped every opponent for like 7 years straight. He went on a 7-year stoppage streak, right? He stopped 10 opponents in a row by the time he got to Errol Spence. And what did he do to Spence? He made Spence number 11 in a row. 11 stoppages in a row. He stopped every single opponent he faced at welterweight. All right, a lot of big names ducked him. Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia. Keith Thurman is on video. This is on video. You can look at the video from 2018 where he's saying he's not going to fight Terence Crawford because it does nothing for his career. Basically saying, who is Terence Crawford? He's a nobody. Then he ends up mocking the person who asked the question by saying, well, maybe Terence Crawford could try to entice me into fighting him, but I doubt it will work.
I don't even really think
2A, 2B.
I mean, I don't even think he's even fought any welterweight yet.
Yep.
I mean, to me, I'm sorry to say, but he's barely a champion. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That Australian,
That's the headline.
give me one eye, give me one arm.
At 147, Terence Bud Crawford's competition, zero respect. Has not been impressive. I don't even know if Terence Crawford can beat Amir Khan. Amir Khan is a better fighter than a lot of his competition lately. So I know there's a lot of people. I respect Terence Bud Crawford. I just don't respect him at 147 yet. Terence doesn't find anybody that I think that can compete with those kind of fighters. So at 147, it's very unimpressive, and he's going to have to do more if he wants me to respect what he's doing in the welterweight division.
Right. Anyways, let's just keep going with the legacy, okay? I already told you he made history. Now let's look at this. Terence Crawford was the first fighter to jump 2 weight classes to go undisputed. First person to do that, jump up 2 weight classes and go straight to a champion, an undisputed champion in a weight class you've never stepped foot in, and go undisputed right then and there at your debut at that weight. He's the first person to do that. He's only the second fighter in history to go undisputed at 168. I repeat, Bud is the second fighter ever to go undisputed at super middleweight. Then let's look at this. In Terence Crawford's last 3 fights, he's taken championship titles from 3 different champions in 3 different weight classes. That may never be done again. Now, don't let that go over your head. In his last 3 fights, he's won championship titles from 3 different people in 3 different weight classes, meaning all of his last 3 fights were in different weight classes. That is crazy. And they were all against champions. In his last 3 fights, he has gone undisputed twice. He's gone undisputed twice in his last 3 fights. That's absurd. Most people never go undisputed once, all right, let alone twice. But then to do it twice in just 3 fights, he went undisputed 47, and in 2 fights later, he was undisputed again at 168. All right, last thing about legacy, Terence Crawford has been a champion at all times for like the past 12 years, 12 or 13 years, something like that. He's been a champion longer than all these other guys on the pound for pound list, all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people want to say Usyk is number 1 or whatever. I'm sorry. Great fighter, a heavyweight. The pound for pound list was actually created in spite of the heavyweights, because the heavyweights have always been, you know, the head honchos of the boxing scene, the boxing world. People always want to see the heavyweights rumble back in the 70s, you know what I'm saying, the 60s, the 50s, you know, at all times, right? But you had this small guy named Sugar Ray Robinson that was just dominating weight class after weight class after weight class. Thus, the term pound for pound was coined, right? Right. To shed light on smaller guys. They're not heavyweights, but they can still be just as dominant and reign through multiple weight classes, right? But anyways, a lot of people want to say this guy's pound for pound number 1 or that guy's pound for pound number 1. I really don't see how you could put anybody over Terence Crawford. His legacy is cemented. Like I said, he's been a champion for like 12 or 13 years, man. He's been undisputed in 3 weight classes. His last 2 undisputeds were done within 3 fights of each other. You know what I'm saying? The second guy ever to be undisputed at 168. He took out the face of boxing, Canelo, on his first try, his debut in a weight class that he's never stepped foot in. He made Canelo look easy. Just all around immaculate fighter. Okay. But let's not forget payday. He wants a big payday. Hey, man, if you thought Bud was just trying to cash out, you were dead wrong, man. And if I find your comment on one of these older videos, I'm going to screenshot it and I'm going to put it in one of my upcoming videos, man. Because these fans were sick. They were booing Bud. They were booing him. Man, one dude at the final press conference was like, Are you ready, Terrence Crawford? Are you ready to feel the Mexican power? Like, bro, you come on, man. Like, why would you ask that, bro? Like, they're finna fight, bro. Like, Canelo's finna see what he got. He's finna see what Canelo got. What kind of question is that? Like, how do you answer it? All Bud could say was, yes, I'm ready. Can you imagine what would have happened if Bud said, are you ready to feel the black power? Like, come on, bro. Like, they would have looked at Bud like, what's wrong with this dude, man? But listen, man, it is what it is. Bud proved everybody wrong, and I'm going to keep riding on everybody that discredited the man, said he didn't have a chance, you know what I'm saying, and wrote him off. Or anybody that made excuses for any of his victories, man. It's not Cat Rituals. Peace.